Hoop Dreams, the podcast, an Unlearning Network production.
This thing that Agee and I do call halftime. I'm sure you're familiar with it. So I'm gonna let my man Agee hit you with the first question on halftime.
Who's your all-time top 5 Proviso East players?
Sherelle Ford, number 1. D. Brown, number 2. I'm a big Kenny Davis fan. Kenny Davis, number 3. Donnie was cold, man. I'm gonna go with
Donnie. You like the Donnie?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Donnie. Donnie was cold.
D-Boys?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with D-Boys. And then that last spot, let's go, Shannon. Come on, Shannon Brown.
Shannon Brown?
Yeah.
What?
Shannon Brown. I gotta go with Shannon. So who I got? I got Shannon and D are the Brown brothers. I got Kenny Davis, Sherelle,
and Donnie Boyce.
And Donnie. All right.
Mike Finn, if you listening to this, don't be mad, man. Don't be mad, Mike Finn. You know.
Mike Finn. Doc Rivers, like, I got my whole cupboard is at the school in the gym.
I ain't seen Doc play. I mean, but I heard Doc had a guy on his team that was better than him, though.
Really?
I forgot his name.
Well, listen, man, my question for you is, give me 3 people that influenced you the most.
Number 1, I'll say my mom. You know, my mom always been there for me. She got me in Raymond basketball camp. She helped me with my homework every night. Never missed a game. Elementary school, Columbus Park game, Proviso East game. Never missed a game. Always been supporting me since day one, and she still is. So my mom Dukes is my number 1. Second, Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. You know, Michael Jordan, huge inspiration to me. He the GOAT, and I'm biased with that. Like, he'll always be my GOAT.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I'll say MJ. And
one more.
The third inspiration to me, man, honestly, I would just say, you know, I can't really name a person. I'll just say my entire family. You know, I always wanted to represent the Hunters, you know. I always wanted to just represent my family and carry on that Hunter name.
What other passions do you have outside of basketball that could have been a career for you, or maybe still will or still is?
Man, you know, I always, like, at night I be watching Forensic Files and all that stuff, man. So I, you know, always been into, you know, like a detective work or something like that. You know, you know, somebody studying criminal justice in the law enforcement in some way or form. So that's one career I could have chose.
Can you see the 7-foot skiing hunter coming up
on
showing
NCIS?
License registration.
Yes.
Right. Something in law enforcement. I'll probably say baseball. Man, I wish I could have played baseball. I just got too tall for it. So baseball. And the last one, believe it or not, man, I'm a big fight fan. Boxing. I love boxing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and in some off season, I used to train with my man Montel Griffin. Yeah, I was training him to get ready for the season. So I was sparring heavyweights during the off season.
I heard that boxing was a good training for basketball players.
Yeah, I mean, you think you in shape playing basketball. In order to do boxing, have you ever tried just punching for 3 minutes? Oh,
no.
I mean, I know, right. And the first time I did it, I was spent. And just even fighting 3 rounds. I fought 3 rounds. And that spent me. I'm like, man, I'm a NBA athlete of 7-8 years.
Right.
I'm in shape. But you go and try to take an NBA player and put them in 12 rounds of boxing, they'll be lucky to go 2 or 3 rounds.
Like, nah, you in shape for basketball. You ain't in shape for boxing, homie.
Right, when I seen Nate Robinson out there, I'm like, oh boy. He don't know what he's getting into.
He's still thinking about that one, but
yeah.
So as a big man, what were your favorite sneakers to play in?
Oh man, let me think about that. Honestly, people gonna say this or that, but Kobe's. I used to like playing Kobe's. So some Nikes. So I used to like the Kobe.
Really?
Yeah, Jordan has never been really comfortable to play in to me. I don't know about y'all, but you know, I know Will jump man.
You know I love him.
I know, yeah. George ain't never really been too comfortable. So I'll probably say, you know, Kobe's. Back in the day, in the early 2000s, I signed a shoe contract with Dada. Y'all remember Dada?
Dada Supreme, get out of here.
Man, bro. Yeah, it was cool. I had blisters.
And they had Chris Webber too, right?
Yeah, then I was second.
Yeah.
Did you have the spinners?
Say it again. Yeah, I had those. Yep. Needless to say, they only lasted a year. I had to get up out of those, man, for my baby toe fall off.
Right. Gee, what were some of the funniest or craziest pregame routines or superstitions did you seen or did you personally have?
Man, I used to play with a guy named Rod Strickland. Y'all remember Rod Strickland?
Yeah.
Rod was an old head when I was like a rookie. Not an old head in basketball year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rod was a vet in Orlando. This man used to throw up before every game purposely. That was his ritual.
What?
Yeah. 12, 13-year vet. Before every game of his career, he goes into the bathroom and he throws up before every game. And I just, I just thought that was odd. I just thought that was odd. So he probably had one of the craziest rituals. As for my pregame routine, I just ate the same meal before every game. 9 years, same meal. I eat me some.
What was that?
I eat me some fettuccine and shrimp pasta with some cranberry juice, a little piece of bread.
Wow,
ready to go.
I love chicken fettuccine Alfredo.
What's in your I guess iPod now, or what's your favorite 3 songs you listening to?
What music I'm listening to? Yep. Man, I be trying to listen to these young guys, man, but it's getting rough, man. It's getting rough, bro. I like Lil Durk. I listen to Lil Durk. Always been a Gucci man fan. I like Gucci. You know, the old Gucci. Jay-Z.
Gucci.
Yeah, Jay-Z. Some of the 90s stuff. I probably say 90s 90s hip hop was the best. You know what I'm saying? 90s hip hop probably in like early 2000s. 2000 was the best. So just a little bit of everybody. You know, I try to work out every day, so I got a long playlist of stuff. But I'm pretty diverse on the music side.
I say diverse. I like that. Well, man, thank you for doing halftime with us. We want to jump into your NBA career.
Yes, sir.
Because, man, you come into the league, man. I'm just going to throw out some names that you got. Kwame Brown, number 1. Tyson Chandler. Paul Gasol, Zach Randolph, Joe Johnson, Richard Jefferson. I mean, and then the sleepers of that class. You got Gilbert Arenas, Tony Parker. I mean, this is one of the better draft classes.
Yeah.
Yep.
When you think about that day, man, what was that experience for you and for your family? What was that like?
I probably worked out for 14 to 15 teams. I was grinding. Bro. I worked out against Kwame in Washington. They brought me there as like a prop or something, but I ended up busting his ass because he was. But I did. I ended up working out against Tyson Chandler in Chicago. Ended up busting his ass too. Gotta be honest. And all these guys that I got brought in to kind of play against. That's kind of how I earned my respect and I boosted my draft stock. So you get brought in to play against like say you get brought in to play against a top guy and they think, okay, let's see how he do against this, and you end up playing better than that top guy. That's what helped my draft stock out.
Wow.
But so yeah, I worked out for 14, 15 teams. Workouts went great. That whole off season with Tim Grover and all them workouts was just magical. It just all clicked together. My game clicked. I was just strong mentally, physically, so it all clicked. And it came down to draft day, and I knew I was going to either go from 9 to 15. I did a workout with Detroit, and Joe Dumars, who's the GM at the time, he told me, after I had a good workout, he said, "Hey, don't be surprised if we call your name." So then let's move forward to the draft. We had the draft party at the ESPN Zone. I didn't go to the actual draft. It was just a draft.
Okay.
At the ESPN Zone.
Was it just for you or other Chicago draftees too?
It was just for me. So I'm sitting. I don't know if y'all ever been in Chicago ESPN zone. I'm sitting here right in front of the big screen in this chair. My agent sitting here, and I got all the news stations behind me, and I got all my family and friends. It's like 150 people, 200 people in here.
Ooh.
So I knew I wasn't gonna be one of the first 5 picks. So I get there around like 6 or 7 picks. So I ain't sitting there too long.
Yeah, right.
Number 9, the 9th pick came, and I believe the Detroit Pistons had that pick. I believe it was either 9 or 7, something like that. And then they put the lights on me, and then all of a sudden they call out Rodney White, and Rodney White supposed to went top 5, but he slid down, so Detroit picked him. So they got to cut the cameras off, pack it all up, and then they go back. And then so the 12th pick came. I was like, all right, cool. I know I'm going to go to. I think it was either Houston or Seattle. There's another two teams. They bring the cameras out, put the lights on me, lights shining down on me. They called Radmanovich, somebody like that.
What?
So long story short, 13 pick ain't get picked. It went down to 15, and I had just got back from Orlando the previous night. Orlando brought me in for like 4 or 5 workouts. They wanted to take a close look. And go to the 15 pick. And I'm like, I'm nervous, man. My stomach and knots. I'm like, man, if they don't call me right now, it's about to be a situation in here. You know what I mean? If they don't call my name, I might be sitting here for a while. And so, man, by the grace of God, number 15 pick, Orlando Magic chose Stephen Hunter, and then like the room just blew up. And then I just hugged my mom and dad. And, I hugged all my friends. I seen all my childhood friends. They were just crying, got their head on my chest crying and stuff like that.
That must have been an amazing feeling, man, just to, hear your name called on a national television, and this is a dream that you done had, when you was a kid, and then once you get to high school and college, and you like, people telling you that this shit can really happen for you, and for it to happen, man, and hear your name, and you like, man, I'm finna be able, number one, take care of my family the way I really want to. But then I'm finna go and get paid for fucking playing basketball for the game that I love. That just had to be overwhelming, man. Like, I did it. Now the work began.
Yeah, it's definitely a feeling of relief and accomplishment. For me, it was a big feeling of relief because you work so hard to get to this one place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Since you was in high school, whenever you want to start, you work so hard to get to this one place, and then you finally there, and they call your name, and then you get recognized by others in your family, and then like you finally get that satisfaction, like, yeah, I did it. So man, that was a real special night. So Doc called me and was like, man, congratulations, and then next thing you know, I was on a flight out to Orlando the next day for the press conference.
Wow. That's crazy. He getting coached by a dude that played at his high school, Will.
I know, right?
Big shout out to Doc, man. Like, Doc really taught me how to be a pro. Like, when I got there, I'm thinking it was about to be, we went to the same high school. We about to be going down memory lane and all that shit. Doc ain't even mentioned none of that. You know what I'm saying? Me than he was on anybody else, because he know where I came from. And now that I'm coaching kids now, I realize that, you got a problem if the coach not talking to you. You want a coach to stay on you because that he knows you have potential. So Doc rolled me, man. And when you get to the league, it's a total another level of work ethic. Practice start at 10. Rook, you're going to be there at 7:30 in the weight room first for an hour and a half, and then you're going to come get this work before practice, and then you're going to practice, and then you're going to get some more work after practice.
Afterwards.
And it's every day. So you better love the game of basketball if you go to the league, because ain't no breaks. As a rookie, you in there every day. I remember road trips we'll take on the West Coast. On the West Coast, we'll get back at 2, 3 in the morning. I'm thinking I'm about to have they get a team the next day off because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. What you gonna do? I'll see you in the gym tomorrow, 8:30, Rook.
What?
I'm saying, yeah. I'll see you in the gym tomorrow, 8:30, Rook. Yeah, I'm in the gym. I stayed in the gym, bro. Total different level of work ethic and dedication.
To all our young viewers out there and ones who are playing AAU and thinking about going to the NBA, do y'all hear what Mr. Hunter is saying about loving and being dedicated to this game? You know, I mean, the shit he's saying right now about you was doing what you telling us. Kobe was doing that. Like, fuck going out, hanging out at the club and hanging out and all that. You saying you got to be the first one at the gym, do more than what people on the team, the vets, is doing, and then when they leave, you can't leave. You still got to be in the gym putting in that work.
It's like starting over. You go from being a high school All-American to the man on your college team to you get drafted in the lottery and you all this and that, and you get there, you carrying donuts to practice. You the first one there. You in a weight room every day. You're doing all these extra reps, but they trying to turn you into a professional. That's what they trying to do. And being a professional, it has a totally different work ethic than just a typical, round away basketball player.
It's a deconstruction of your mindset, because I heard Sam Mitchell tell these guys, hey man, guys in the NBA, they don't give a hell about that college shit and that high school shit, what you thought you was and all that. It don't mean a damn to these dudes up here, bro. Like, they will eat you for lunch.
I mean, look at big shout out to my guy again, number one, player provides Hawaii's history, in my opinion. But look at my man D Brown, got all the accolades in the world. He had to start on the bottom on trying to make the league and trying to do that. It don't matter how many accolades you have. I don't guarantee you a spot in the league, because best believe the 12th man on the bench is somebody that's All-American, and they'll bust your ass.
Give us those teammates on Orlando Magic when you first got there, G. Damn, I'm looking at the names like I want you to say them, though.
I had an old vet. Patrick Ewing was on my...
Oh, shit.
Yep.
After practice, that man got 22 ice bags on his body, man. Try to figure that out. One on his neck, his shoulder, elbow. But yeah.
What?
Patrick Ewing taught me a lot, bro. Patrick Ewing. Also, another vet was on that team, Horace Grant.
Damn.
Horace Grant, man, one of the funniest teammates I ever had in my life.
What?
Yeah, I played with Horace Grant on that team. But these was all guys at the end of their careers. Just there to kind of tutor guys like myself,
Yeah.
How to be a pro and stuff like that.
Ton of knowledge on that team, too, it seemed like.
But some of the starters, we had Mike Miller, T-Mac, we had Grant Hill play on that team.
One nuke on that team?
Who?
Jawan.
Jawan played with us my second year there.
Your second year there.
Yep, Jawan was on that team. Yep.
You had the Rain Man for a minute, didn't you?
Yeah, yep. Man, I played with some greats. Jawan was probably my most influential teammate I ever had.
Why you say that?
Because he just talked to me about professionalism all the time. If you look at what Jawan is today, it ain't by chance or that he lucky or somebody gave him something. That man been a professional for a long time. And he's telling me, Steve, I don't care how these other folks dress. When you come to a game, you make sure you wear a suit. He told me when you around these NBA executives and all of this, you make yourself available. You make sure you talk to them, you get their card, you network with these people, because one day you're gonna need them for something. So he just taught me just a lot about professionalism, being early to practice, playing the political game. If you're not getting the playing time you want, don't sit on the bench and pout.
Yeah.
Don't sit on the bench and pout. You up, you clapping, you the first one at practice, you hustling, you doing all the little things, because when it's your turn, you're gonna turn up and you're gonna say and you're gonna say I stayed in there. So he taught me a lot about professionalism. Big shout out to Jawan.
Man, talk to us a little bit about the adjustments you had to make from college to the league. Was it hard for you?
They had, when I first got to Orlando, I thought that, the first pick, I was going to just slide right into the starting lineup. But the first 6 games, we had like 9 bigs on our team. Banging up against Bo Outlaw in practice, Patrick Ewing, Andrew DeClerc, all these cool, slow bigs that they got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it was just an adjustment of how the game was that, back then. It was more of a back to the basket type game back then. So I had to adjust to the physicality of the game. But then, one day, a couple weeks into the season, maybe a month into the season, Doc put me in a starting lineup. For 2-3 months, man, I just turned up. I played really, really well my rookie season. I had a good rookie season in Orlando. But Doc instilled that confidence in me. He gave me a chance, and he helped me. Like I say, he helped me be a professional and just really, like I say, when he put me in a starting lineup, that really helped my confidence for the rest of the season.
Now, was that more mental or less or because they said when you coming from that college and understanding being a pro and the regimen and of it, was it more mental here or than physical?
It's all mental.
Wow.
Physical, you used to that. Coming from Chicago, I done seen it all. People trying to play bully ball, all that stuff. But it was all mental because you think you this. We all high school All-Americans. And then you get humbled. You're going to sit and watch a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You're going to bring the donuts to practice and you're going to be the low man on the totem pole until you earn your way up. So it's starting over. You get to the league and you think you made it. And you think they're going to give it to you. But unless you number 1, number 2 pick, they ain't about to just give you nothing. You got to earn your playing time, earn your way up. So, man, that was just a transition just from being a college player to being a professional. It was a totally different transition.
To our younger listeners out there trying to get in the NBA, you heard what he said. It's your mindset. You're going to have to deconstruct your mindset and be humble. Get all that All-American shit out your head. You thinking I'm supposed to be playing on. I'm better than him. No, you're not. And when you get told the truth, it's a rookie test. We going to see, like you said. And we're going to see if you're going to pout. Oh, man, the coach ain't playing me this game, or he only put me in for 2 minutes and took me out. Yeah, dummy, because I want to see how you're going to react. I want to see if your mind right.
Yeah, they play a lot of mind games in the league, too. And, man, anybody that can go out there, man, and be like a 30-point-a-game scorer, you got to give big shout to them, man, because this every day. It's every game.
Not a day off.
Yeah, ain't no days off. And y'all done play sometime in December, when we got a game in Milwaukee and it's below 15 outside, you might not, and you just coming off a back-to-back, you might not just feel like playing today. Like, coach, I need a rest. You know what I'm saying? But for that guy to come out there and perform, it's saying a lot about your mental makeup. You know what I'm saying? And it tells a lot about your dedication and how much you love the game. So, if you're going to play high school varsity, if you're going to play in college, Division I, ultimately the pros, your dedication and love for the game going to eventually come out. And, you got to give your all to this, or else it's going to show that you don't really love it.
I'm glad you spoke to that, Steven. So give us the mindset when they say, oh, Stephen Hunter out somewhere having a lunch or whatever, you get a call from your agent or whoever. Hey, man, you been traded, man. What goes through your head?
Well, it depends on the situation. Sometimes you'll be happy because he may offer you a better situation, and sometimes you will be disappointed. I've been on all those spectrums. I know after I played out my rookie contract in Orlando, I was excited about a fresh start.
Really?
Yeah, Orlando had pretty much blew up the team. They had traded Tracey, they got rid of Jawan, and they were starting over. That's when they got the number 1 pick for Dwight Howard. And so I got my opportunity in Phoenix. So I came in on a 1-year deal in Phoenix, had to prove myself. I was hungry, to prove myself in the league. I was hungry to get another contract.
Yeah.
Man, Phoenix Suns was just a magical year for me.
I'm going to tell you what I'm amazed at, man. You played with or played for so many legendary coaches, Mo Cheeks, Doc Rivers, D'Antoni, George Karl, Coach Hollins. What did you take from each of those coaches? And do you still apply that to this very day?
Absolutely. I'll just go through them all. Doc Rivers, one of the best people you will ever, like, players coaches is what the word I'm looking for. He knows how to relate to players. He knows how to talk to players. He knows how to get the best out of his players. I don't even remember none of his X's and O's. Not that he was bad at it, but I remember how he related to me and the other guys on the team. And that was the best. So moving on to Phoenix, Mike D'Antoni, I would probably say overall is the best coach I ever played for, because if you can, then you're going to be able to shine under Mike D'Antoni.
Really?
He got equal opportunity offense. It's free flowing. We set screens for another. We play together. We move. And, obviously we had that 7 seconds or less motto we used when I was here. We running down the floor, getting shots up, throwing lobs and things like that. That definitely catered more to my game. So big shout out to Mike D'Antoni. He was just, he let me go and he let me play. And by my fourth in the league, coming off of ACL surgery, I was finally mentally and physically ready to perform. And I think we all did that collectively that year in Phoenix in 2004, 2005. Maurice Cheeks. I played for Mo Cheeks.
Yes.
Mo Cheeks was cool. We had other players, other assistant coaches that helped him out and things like that. But Mo Cheeks was another one similar to Doc. Know how to relate to players. Really, really good guy to be around, funny, things like that. So Mo Cheeks was cool. Then I played for George Karl. George Karl was a special individual. You either gonna love him or you hate him. And I ain't really like George too much. But I could learn from the way he coached. But just to be honest, like George is he's arrogant. You know what I'm saying? George is arrogant. I was taught to communicate with coaches and things like that about, hey, if you want playing time, you ask that coach, what do you need to do to get in the rotation? So I get to Denver and it's like, we had a really good team. It was Marcus Camby there. We had Nene there. We had a lot of bigs. And I get there and 2 months into the season going, I'm struggling to get in a rotation. So I say, George, what do I got to do to get in a rotation? What you need me to do? I'm willing to do anything because I remember what Doc told me, I'm still getting to practice early. I'm keeping positive. But so at this point, since we ain't really talk, I asked him like, okay, coach, what do you want to see more from me? Hey, George told me, Steven, stop right there. I only talk to my top 7 guys. So right now you're a bottom guy. I need you to go over there and talk to one of my assistant coaches. I'm like, woo! So that right there changed my mental mind state on George, and he kind of lost me. I worked because of the name on my back, but George Karl, he was one of them coaches. He was one of them coaches.
So let me ask you this: how was it playing with Iverson?
How was it playing with Chuck? So first of all, great player. You know what I'm saying? Great player. Big hands, long arms. Yeah. Great. He can do it all, bro. Great player. But I was spoiled because I went from playing with Steve Nash to playing with Allen Iverson.
Oh, yeah.
Go from playing with a pass heavy, point guard and Steve Nash to somebody, saying, get your ass in a short corner and wait till these rebounds come off.
Come on. Bubba Chuck say, because it's going up, baby.
Bubba Chuck was a mug, man.
Give us an Iverson story.
Shit, I got a lot of them. I don't know if I can say it on this, but I got a lot of. Well, I'll just say this. Like, okay, so the rule was everybody had to work out during the off season except for AI. AI don't practice, don't work out in the off season. He don't lift weights. He don't work on his game during the off season. He don't. He come to training camp. He can barely get up the floor. The only person like this I ever seen in the league. You know what I'm saying? He comes to training camp, might miss practice, whatever. Bro, the first game of the season, when he smelled like popcorn popping in the arena, I don't know how he do it.
Gee, don't tell me he just flips a switch.
Flips a switch. The man averaging 34, 35. Ain't worked out all season. I asked him, I say, man, what you doing all season, man? You ever been to Cabo? Man, I was just in Cabo. He was like, hell no, I don't go to Cabo. It's too hot. I was like, where you strip club? I'm like,
He come out and give you 35. Let me turn this switch on. What?
yeah, Chuck, I ain't gonna say I don't work at it at all, but you sparingly he'll go get some shots up or something like that. He do his all off just heart and just
heart and will.
Just heart and will, yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
And you know what? A lot of people can get misleading by that because they feel they looking him off. If Allen Iverson can do it, I can do it. No, motherfucker, you cannot do what he do. You can't. You got to go work out every morning and every day. You can't go to Cabo.
Coach told us that too. Coach is like, shit, everybody else, I got an off-season workout plan. They bring assistant coaches to your city for a month to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. So while I'm in Chicago, 2 of the assistant coaches from Orlando, Phoenix, Philly, wherever, they work me out every day in Chicago. It's a regimen that you want.
Wow.
But yeah, Chuck ain't had no regimen. He did what the hell he wanted to do.
Wow.
Still kid.
You gotta love it.
That is amazing.
You gotta love it.
Yeah, man, he's definitely an amazing talent.
So out of all your point guards, you done play with some shit. I mean, some dudes, man. Rod Strickland, Steve Nash, Bubba Chuck, Mike Conley. Which ones you like? Which ones you put up there as your, I go to war with this dude any day?
Shit, Steve Nash. He passed me the balls.
Just go to the rim, baby. You know I'm going to get in that paint. They ain't going to keep me out the paint. And let me tell you something about a point guard. This dude, I never seen him go into the middle of the paint and jump in the air to pass the ball. He would always stay low to the ground, jump step, and be moving the ball around people and just throw it around somebody and just throw a bounce pass to one of his bigs going baseline. He was a quintessential point guard to me, man. And he loved to pass the ball first.
Yeah, solid fundamentals. He knew he wasn't the quickest guy. He knew he wasn't the fastest. So he worked on his ball handling, his shooting, drop dead, 3-point shooter, and his passing. Most fundamentally sound player I ever played with, Steve Nash.
And he won two MVPs, right? In a row.
Yep, one of the ones I was there for. Yep.
Damn.
I want to ask you this, Steve. Since we're talking about your NBA career, and Agee and I, we talk about this a lot too. I feel like, man, with my knee injury, people never got to see the best that Will Gates could offer. Did we get to see the best Stephen Hunter, or is there more? Did we miss the best of Stephen Hunter?
Well, there was you got glimpses of a good Stephen Hunter, but you definitely didn't get the best of Stephen Hunter due to a lot of my knee injuries. As a big, going into the NBA, you didn't really figure the game out in your spots until year 4, year 5, because you ain't a guy with the ball in your hands all the time. And I feel like I figured the game out in Phoenix. I knew who I was. I knew my strengths. I knew my purpose on the floor, and I had my niche in the game. I created my niche, and I finally started to just feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? When you're in and out of the lineup, you got injuries or whatever have you. You take you a little bit to get comfortable, and I finally got comfortable, and I finally got confident and secure with who I was. So I ended up signing a 5-year deal with Philly, the 76ers, after my great year in Phoenix. And then, again, that first year, I felt great. I was a full-time starter, just finally getting into the groove with it. And then that next year, it was another good year. But then after those 3 good years, then that's when finally what happened, what the doctors had always said was going to happen because of my osteoarthritis. They said my knees was like a ticking time bomb, and it got to a point where I couldn't even run on my knees no more in 2008. Our first day of training camp in Denver, it just felt like glass was in between my kneecaps.
Damn, wait, Wait a minute, Steven. You mean to tell me the doctors can foresee some shit years ahead within the X-ray of your body? It's like, man, if you keep playing this way in the next 3-4 years, it may give way.
Yes, I got diagnosed with osteoarthritis in probably 2003, and then that's when they found it, and they was like, you have a degenerative condition in your cartilage in your knees where your cartilage is prematurely leaving. You know what I'm saying?
Leaving, yeah.
So by I probably played my last 3 years on 2 bone-on-bone knees. I was taking like all type of shots in my knees. I was taking painkillers that wasn't even legal in the United States just to practice.
Right. Damn.
And so that was a frustrating part for me mentally because number one, as a competitor, you in your mind you straight, but then when you go and try to move, that's when the realization hits you that you do have this cartilage problem. So yeah, man. So no, to answer your question, Will, I think we definitely received some glimpses within that my first 7 years in the league, first 6 years in the league, 6-7 years in the league. But had I stayed healthy and I believe that you would have seen a lot more out of Stephen Hunter. But I'm very grateful and happy about my career. Not a lot of people can walk on this earth can say that they put on an NBA uniform and played as long as I played. And I'm just thankful from where I came from to where I ended and to where I am today. Still involved in the NBA, working with the Suns. Still giving back to the youth with my basketball academy and still giving back to kids with special needs with my foundation. I'm just happy with overall of how things have kind of evolved at my age.
They say normally where you at in your post-NBA career now, if it's going good and you're happy with it, meaning that you did all the right things years prior. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that you networked the correct way. You didn't burn any relationships and stuff like that. So just for our listeners out there, explain to them what your ambassador, what that entails in with the Phoenix Suns organization.
Man, God bless everybody with a smile, man, and I suggest everybody use it. Use your smile, use your personality. It don't cost you nothing to be nice to people. And and as athletes, a lot of folks feel that we unapproachable and we can't be approached. But I was one of those guys that got out there, and I used to talk to the owners of the team, Stan Kroenke in Denver, and I used to ask him, "How did you become a billionaire? How did you do this?" And he would tell me, and Stan, helps out with a lot of stuff I do today. Phoenix Suns while I was here. Just always, giving back to the community, doing things. When I retired, they asked me to be the community ambassador. So you never know, the plants that you see early on can end up helping you in the long run. And for me, that's how it's still keeping me relevant, man. I'm still around the game, and I'm still able to use my name, not because I was some all-star player, but because I was one of the guys who help other people out, who was a great teammate, used his smile, great guy to be around, stayed out of trouble, things like that. I think that helped me in the long run.
Meaning that you're inspiring still today without bouncing a basketball professionally, meaning that you go out in the community and people are still excited to see Stephen Hunter speak to them or speak to their kids. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And just, for all these kids these days, be able to articulate yourself. Like, it's great you brothers doing this podcast here. You guys are able to articulate yourself and actually have an opportunity to do this. There's a lot of players who never took the time to learn how to articulate their self and never took the time to learn how to be personal with other people and talk where other people can relate to you and things like that. So, call me whatever you want, man. But I think I've been like pretty solid and kind of like the example I've set to a lot of people who came up behind me at Proviso Weeks and DePaul and for my family and things like that. I try to set a good example, and I try to do things the right way.
First of all, man, I want to tell you this. Your legacy is secure. That you don't have to worry about. You have done not only the things the right way, man, but you live life the right way. And speaking of living life, man, talk to us about your son and your Autism Foundation, man, and how you and your wife started it.
And the golf tournament. And the golf tournament that me and Will didn't come to.
I need y'all there next year.
Oh, we there.
Yeah. Well, man, I got 3 kids, man. I got Nyla, she's 18, she's in college. I got little Stephen Hunter II, he's 14, he's a freshman playing basketball. He's gonna be a good player. I got 6-year-old Zoe, that's the baby, and then I got 9-year-old Blaze. Blaze, he got diagnosed with autism when he was about 3 years old. And you know, when he was coming up, I know his speech was a little delayed, but I always knew, it was something. So we finally got him tested and diagnosed, and so we were able to give him the proper treatments and things like that in terms of speech therapy and ABA and things like that. So, now he's doing pretty good. But how we started the foundation, my wife became a special education aide just to be close to my son at his elementary school. So yeah, man. So yeah, just to be around my son and see how to deal with his situation better. She became a special education aide at his elementary school.
In the school setting. So she's become a professional on how to...
Yep, she did that. And while she was there, she realized how underfunded a lot of these schools are. Like, she was in a classroom with kids with autism, and so they need more materials. They need reading materials. They need help with this. They need that. They need iPads and tablets to be able to, communicate when they're nonverbal and things like that. So we was coming out our own pocket, just helping all the kids in her classroom, stuff every day. And so finally I said, I have some friends that can help out. Why don't we create a foundation, get more awareness on this, and then we able to help even more kids that need this at other schools. So we've been doing that for the past 3 years, man. And, it's really been a blessing. We started this with like a basketball camp, and I would invite special needs kids along with their dads. It's called Fathers United for Kids with Autism. So their dad will come to my camp with them and help them through drills, and I would put them through drills and make them feel included. Because as you know, a lot of kids with autism, they may feel excluded, because they're like, well, we don't want to play with you because you don't know the rules or whatever. So we created a really inclusive environment for kids with autism. So started with that.
That's pretty. That is
The
dope,
golf tournament, and yeah, man, it's going well. It's going well.
It's stuff like this, man. Amazing stuff, and it don't just stop there. You still in education. You got the STEAM program in Chicago. How are you involved with that?
Man, thanks for asking about that. So yeah, I wanted to do something more for my kids in the community. I grew up in Maywood and Bellwood. So I partner with Wise Education, Steve Wozniak. He's one of the co-founders of Apple. And we teach kids STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. So I was able to implement that program in there. It's in a few different school districts where they teach kids coding. They teach kids how to drone and many other things. But I just want to continue just to try to leave a legacy, man, and just leave something behind. And hopefully I'm able to do that and help a lot of people.
You're doing it, man. You're doing it. Well, listen here, Steve, man. We want to thank you. We're taking up so much of your time. But before you get out of here, man, my dog got one more question for you.
Mr. Hunter, again, thank you for coming on the Hoop Dreams OG podcast show, brother. And what is next in Mr. Stephen Hunter's foreseeable hoop dream?
What is next? Oh, man. I want to take Hunter's Elite Basketball Club to Chicago, and I run an AAU program the right way. We go from third grade all the way up to high school, and on my high school teams, we travel around the nation. We play in different exposure tournaments and things like that. I give back and I teach kids all the stuff that Terry Head and Mac Irvin and Andrew Johnson and all these coaches taught me, I try to instill that into these youth, and I try to do a better job with AAU basketball, making sure they know about the education side and the social side and the commitment side and, you know, the mentality you got to have if you want to play at the next level. So what's next for me is I want to bring Hunters Elite to Chicago, Illinois. I want to expand that.
You said San Antonio, Texas. Oh, yeah. Bring it on this way. I thought that's
Look at Will.
Yep. So just expanding my basketball academy and just continue to do great things with my foundation and helping out kids with autism.
Please do. But how can people, if they want to help with the Autism Foundation, if they want to help with the Golf Out and STEAM program, where can they find you at?
You can find me at shyfoundation.com. To give any donations and help out the foundation, helping out kids with autism. And as far as my basketball academy, you can go to shbatraining.com. We offer private training, basketball camps, and club basketball, AAU basketball. So those are our 2 websites you can go to find them.
Appreciate you being on here, fam.
Hey, man, we appreciate you, Steven, man. Thank you again, man. I told you we was on it.
Yes, sir, fellas. I appreciate y'all.
I'm the gold of my era. I've been a trending topic. I'm as fly as a feather. My pocket's macroscopic. See, with time I get better. I'm always in the action, kid. Know I got it locked from Chicago where the toughest live. Concrete jungle, earn my stripes on the pavement there. You make it here, then you can make it anywhere. No comparison. Your game is embarrassing. No one can touch me. I'm all for going there again. Yeah, I think I'm ballin' like I'm Will Gates. I'm hoop dreaming, trying to fight against a sealed fate. More faith, think I'm ballin' like I'm Agee. I'm box office and one day they gon' have to pay me. Yeah, I think I'm ballin' like I'm Will Gates. I'm hoop dreaming, trying to fight against a sealed fate. More faith, think I'm ballin' like I'm Agee. I'm box office and one day they gon' have to pay me.
Hoop Dreams, the podcast, an Unlearning Network production. Written and produced by Arthur Agee, Will Gates, Matt Hoffer, with audio engineering from Matt Savage. For more episodes, check us out at www.unlearningnetwork.com.
Gotta be a dog to survive in this cold weather. Ice in my veins, no need for a warm sweater. I'm coming for it all, best believe I won't let up, yeah. Hey, I think I'm ballin' like I'm Will Gates. I'm hoop dreaming, trying to fight against a sealed fate. More faith, think I'm ballin' like I'm Agee. I'm box office and one day they gon' have to pay me. Yeah, I think I'm ballin' like I'm Will Gates. I'm hoop dreaming, trying to fight against a sealed fate. More faith, think I'm ballin' like I'm Agee. I'm box office and one day they gon' have to pay me.